and welcome to today's webinar in Accounting and Finance courses at Global Banking School. And Global Banking School, for the sake of this presentation, we're going to refer to as GBS, which is our acronym. So I'm John Lestourgeon. I am the Senior Marketing Manager at GBS, as well as your webinar host for today. Here's what you can expect. So we've got a very exciting agenda of activities here for you. What I'll do is I'll shortly provide an introduction to GBS, about who we are, and then I'll hand you over to our academics. Our academic today, we have Alina, who'll present more information about the accounting and finance course we have on offer at GBS. After we've given you an overview of the course we have on offer, Alina even will present a bit more information on our admissions process and how you can apply for that course. So whether you've applied for a course at GBS or not, there's plenty of useful information there about how to apply for one of our courses. Now, a key part of studying at GBS is our financial support, which can be used to support your study if you need it. I'll then take over presentation duties again and talk a bit more about the student finance opportunities we have available within the UK. Now, I need to just stress something quite clearly, that even though we can give you advice on student finance, you will have to make the application yourself directly to Student Finance England. So your student experience is also really important today. So I'm pleased to say we actually have a student at our webinar who'll tell you all about their experiences. We have Michael, who I will ask a couple of questions, and he will truthfully answer about what it's really like to study at GBS. And then finally, we will conclude today's presentation by taking questions from you, our audience. So any questions you do have, please type into the chat section of the webinar, and it's a section called questions. You can identify it as a little speech box with a question mark in it. Type in any questions you have during the presentation, and what I'll do is I'll read them out at the end, and whether you're asking the question to our student or our academic, we'll answer it for you as much as we can. So let me first of all start proceedings today for our presentation by introducing you to Global Banking School and who we are. So a little overview of our story. We were founded in 2012. We're a specialist in delivering undergraduate and postgraduate courses in finance, construction, accounting, business, tourism, and healthcare. We work with some really highly regarded educational partners across the UK, and these partners give us a curriculum that's designed to put you ahead of the competition. Our partners include the likes of Bartspa University, Canterbury Christ Church University, Oxford Brookes, Pearson, as well as the University of Suffolk. Now, there's something quite important that we're very, very proud of. Our students really, really rate us. Now, on that slide, you can see for the 4th year running, our students have delivered an overwhelmingly positive verdict in the NSS survey. I'm pleased to say that 4th year has now increased to 5 years, because for 5 years in a row, our students have positively given us ratings that say they really enjoyed learning at GBS, they really enjoy the support that teachers give them, and also really, really value the all-round non-teaching support we offer as well, in terms of our career support, our safeguarding supports, student finance advice, and welfare support. So the most important voice in the university sector, or the education sector even, is students. And for 5 years in a row, our students have gone directly to the National Student Survey and said they really value the services that we offer them. And also, we're not just rated by our students, we're rated by the industry too. We have won an award, the Bronze Award in the Teaching Excellence Framework, which is more commonly known as the TEF ratings, for our student outcomes being judged as high quality and our student experience as high quality in all areas. And finally, not on that slide, but we're very proud to say that we have won the Higher Educational Provider of the Years by the Education Awards, I believe. There's a lovely story on our website. Please have a read of it. Again, it's really important to receive industry recognition, because don't just take our word for it. GBS is a great institution to study at. So that's enough for me. Let me now hand you over to our academic, Alina Bari, who is our accounting lecturer and will tell you more about the accounting and finance undergrad degree at GBS. Over to you, Alina.
Hi guys. I'm Alina Bari. I've been at GBS for over 3.5 years, and I am one of the accounting lecturers over here. So the program for the accounting and financial management, it is provided by the Canterbury Christ University. We have 3 different intakes: September, January, or June. So the duration is for 4 years. The first year is the foundation year, where we actually teach you the skills that are required for your academic career, such as your academic skills, your numeracy skills, and other skills, or doing a basic analysis, just so refresh you and to make sure that you come up at everybody is at the same level. The delivery, you have the options of either having weekdays, evenings, or weekends. At GBS, we understand that you guys are all busy with your full-time jobs, with your families, and you might need a bit more flexibility, or coming up to you might not be able to do regular days. In the weekdays, you will have the option of having 2 days. So they are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, Saturday. They are the mornings. The normal timings are from about 9:45 till 3:15. And for some courses or some modules, it will be 9:30 to 2:30, depending on what module it is running for. And when you join and apply for, you will be given more information for that. But you will not be no longer at GPS campus after 3:15. You are not required to be there. That's the maximum length, depending on the course and the module that you will be here. We will not ask for any more time, but for the weekdays, if you're coming in for Monday and Tuesday, that's the timing that you will be coming in. You also have the options of the evening. So the evening classes, they run from 6 till 9, 3 days in the weeks. So for example, if you're taking the evening classes, you will either be coming on the evening classes on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 6 to 9, or you will be doing it on Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays, or Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, depending on how many number of students are assigned, choosing up for which group you will be assigned that, and you might have multiple options. We also provide the weekdays in the mornings, so they will be on Fridays and Saturdays. And for some modules and some courses, there might even be Sunday, but that is very rare. But you will definitely be working on study coming to us on a Saturday. You also have the 4 different locations where you can actually study the course: London, Birmingham, Manchester, and Leeds. So I know personally a lot of the students who are actually from Liverpool and outskirts of Manchester area who comes to our campuses. So you have the option. If you're somewhere, for example, between Birmingham and Manchester, and because of your jobs or anything else, you have to move, you are able to actually move campuses as well. Same is the case with what course for what you will be having for your group. So for example, if you have chosen, given your work requirements or your familiar commitments, you have chosen to have Monday and Tuesday as your group. But throughout the group, if you feel that it is no longer working, you have done 1 year of that, you are able to change your group either to the evenings or a different weekday or even on a weekend. So we do provide flexibility for that. You will also be provided with the support from the students and from the staff as well. We have one-to-ones available with the lecturers and from the program leaders and from the deans. We have a very open door policy over here. The fees is £9,250 per year. Now, coming on to the fact how the course is taught. So for every module, you will have formative activities for each module, a summative assignment that you must submit at the end of the assignment. So formative activities will include something like, because it's an accounting and finance course, include something like doing questions or formulating income statements or balance sheets in the class. Or you might be doing some quizzes or both. Those formative activities that you will be doing in the class will be leading to your summative assignment. Now, that assignment that you must submit to pass the module. That assignment could be written examinations. They could be writing of reports, building portfolios, or essays, or presentations, or combinations of both, of all of these things. For one module, it might be possible that you only have one assignment, and for the next module, you might have to write 3 assignments, differentiated between an exam, a report, and a presentation. But for some, you might just be doing presentations. It just depends nature of the module that you will be taking on. For the entry requirements. So the standard entry requirements for anybody under the 21 years old, you need 80 UCAS tariff points or equivalent qualifications, or for example, 60 credits of equal qualifications at level 3, or 5 GCSEs at grade C or above or equal in qualifications. Applicants who do not meet the above entry requirements will be considered on the individual basis. Applications are assessed by the admissions team via an interview for listening and speaking with a numeracy test. As I mentioned before, every kind of support is available at GBS from your lecturers, from your SSTs, and other staff at GBS. So the entry requirements for the ones over the age of 21. If you are age 21 and do not meet 21 and over and do not meet the standard entry requirements as mentioned before, we will also consider those who have life work skills, which will make them suitable for undergraduate study with our foundation programs. Just for an example, we at GBS have students who have been in workforce for a long time or who are running their own businesses, but now they want to pursue their education and have a degree to get a broader knowledge and to have industry links. We have also have students who have actually studied with us and have started their own businesses during the process. Entry requirements for all the applications will be assessed by the GBS admissions team via an interview for listening and speaking skills with a numeracy test and for writing a statement or a personal reflection. Writing a personal reflection, it is one of the entry requirements. So when you are applying for your application, you are required an application form, supervised personal reflection statement, a numeracy test, and a personal interview with the GBS team. So for the application process, I'll go through about this very quickly about the application process. So for the application process, you have 5 steps. So the step 1 is very easy. You go to the Global Banking website and find the course that you are interested in. We provide several courses in several disciplines with multiple universities. You check the entry requirements, which are and then you see if you're eligible for the course. If you're eligible for the course, you go to the apply now. After that, your application is assessed by the GBS UK. Please remember to bring with you any relevant documentations or residency documentations. To apply for GBS, you must be a UK resident to study at GBS. After that, the step 4, the admissions team will assess your English proficiency and motivation to study the preferred course. At pass of your assessment, you may need to complete an additional English test and or a numeracy test, depending on the course that you have chosen. If you are successful, GBS will offer you will make you an offer to study on the course. However, as I mentioned before, that if you don't meet the standard application and entry requirements, please contact us at GBS and we will be able to see on one-to-one basis and case-to-case basis, and we may be able to provide you with help with that. Moving on I will pass on to John to talk about student finance now.
Thank you, Alina. Yes, so I'll talk about student finance and how it works. The key thing I need to say before I start mentioning how we give advice on student finance is that we are just that. We advise people on how to access student finance, and we'll give you plenty of support along the way if you have any questions about the process. But please note you have to make the application directly yourself with Student Finance England. So, what is student finance? Effectively, you may be able to claim money or borrow money, should I say, from the UK government to help you pay your tuition fees or even to help you with your living costs while you're studying at university. Now, there's two key funding options that are available. First of all, we have the tuition fee loans. These loans are not income assessed and are used to pay your UK-based tuition fees. As simple as that. So if you need help with paying your tuition fees across the 4 years, these tuition fee loans will help you with that. And then we have maintenance loans. Now, loans are partly income assessed. They're based on how much you're currently earning if you are working at the moment. And they can be used to help you with the cost of living, um, if you need studying equipment, etc. There are also supplementary grants, but these grants are for students who have specific personal circumstances or needs. What we recommend is you go to gov.uk/student finance, and you'll see the range of options there that are available. But more importantly, there's a lot more information on that portal as well about the eligibility requirements and who is eligible for which particular loan. Student Loans Company and Student Finance England are the people that tend to administer the loans. And basically, how they calculate the years of funding, they do the length of your current course plus 1 year, and they work out the formula based on that. Please be advised, though, even though Student Finance England payments count as a year of study, we cannot advise applicants to use the maintenance loan to fund their fees. So be very clear on what you're taking and what you're using that loan towards. We can advise you with student finance, but again, you have to make the application yourself. So to determine whether you're eligible for the loan, and again, you can see more information on the gov.uk website link we shared earlier. What happens is several factors are considered for yourself: the university or college you wish to study at, how much previous study you've done. Now, the reason for how much previous study you've done is you may have taken out a loan in the past, so they need to factor that into account as well. And then, of course, importantly, your nationality or residency status plays a big part in your eligibility too. Now, students who are eligible for full support, they're normally a UK national or Irish citizen or have settled status, which means you have no restrictions on how long you can stay in the UK. You normally live in England, so that's very key. And also, you've been living in the England, the Channel Isles, or even the Isle of Man for 3 years in a row before the first day, of the first academic year. So that's quite key. You'll notice on our website one of our key entry requirements that you have to be a UK resident who's been living in the UK for 3+ years. So student funding is and eligibility, a key thing is residency. The UK entry date is crucial. Okay, some visa status require the student to have lived in the UK for at least 3 years before the start of the academic year. No negotiation. If you do think your status is in a bit of a grey area, again, I refer you to the link gov.uk/, I think it's eligibility. Oh, sorry, /student finance, where you can find out a bit more information on your eligibility. Students with pre-settled status, in order to receive the full funding for both the tuition fee loan and maintenance loan, you must prove that you've been working for at least 3 years. Otherwise, you may only be entitled for the tuition fee loan. To see, there's also certain eligibility information or evidence you need to provide. Okay. That list is very long, so we won't go through that yet. But to see the list of different biometric permits that we accept as evidence, please visit gov.uk/biometric residence permits. And that will give you a bit more information on the evidence we need to see. So thank you. And again, anything to do with student finance, we're happy to provide you with advice and we'll help you through that process of applying for it, whether you want to apply for a tuition fee loan or a maintenance loan. Please speak to one of us if anything's unclear, and we can take it from there. Now, a bit of a fun part of the webinar. We'd like to invite our student speaker, Michael, who's been patiently waiting for his turn. And what we want to do is just give a very unfiltered, real look at what it's like to actually study and live, I suppose, at GBS. So with that in mind, we're not going to show you a presentation slide with the information from Michael. We're going to put Michael on the spot and we're going to interview him. So we're going to ask him a few questions, and of course, we're sure you'll answer them.
Yeah, my name is Vinga Michael Ogumanjo, and accounting and finance student, the third year now, and from Nigeria.
Fantastic, Michael. You're almost at the end there of your course. So I'm going to ask you to cast your mind back a little bit. Can you remember why you chose to study at GBS initially?
Well, I chose to study at GBS. I chose to study at GBS because of its strong reputation for academic excellence and its focus on career-oriented learning. That's one reason, and it's very close to me also. So obviously, it's one of which
a number of factors. Thank you. And specifically, let's talk about your course, accounting and finance. What motivated you to study that particular degree?
Yeah, actually, I did little accounting in Nigeria before traveling down. So after so many years of doing one thing or the other, I just decided that no, I need to go back to my accounting, and I found it that I mean everything is still there. The GBS help a lot because there are a lot of lecturers there who are available, and if you're having any problem, even after the school hours, they are always there to help, to give you the. In fact, I started with business and admin. So when I saw the way they were carrying us and the way they were treating us there, I decided that the best thing is to go for the accounting that I was doing before. And if I can have this support, then it should be more easier for me. So I decided to move to accounting.
Very good. Now you mentioned some of the support that you received since you've been at GBS. What about you? You mentioned careers. Have you taken advantage of any of the career support we have to offer at GBS?
Yeah, I attended the one, the SEMA.
What was
Yeah, I
the
attended.
topic on?
It was after we graduate, after the course, what we'll be doing. And they were trying to put us through on some of the exemption we're going to have in order for us to be ACC members. And they really put us through, they explained a lot to us.
Very good. Industry accreditation is very important, of course. If you do want to work in the sector, it's always good to have your accounting skills accredited by a professionally recognized body. So that's interesting. So, right now, gosh, you are a bit of a veteran at GBS. You're on your third and final year, right, Michael?
Yes, sir.
Excellent, excellent. So, what piece of advice would you give prospective students thinking of joining GBS?
The advice I will give them is they should take the full advantage of the resources available at GPS to achieve whatever their dream goal is, and to engage with the professor, participate with in internship and the network of the peers that they have, because they might be your colleagues today, tomorrow they might be your working mate. So it's very, they should take the advantage of this because it's very, you are muted, sir.
Thank you very much. I knew I'd fall once during the presentation. So yes, thank you very much for that. Right. Let's ask you a few fun questions, shall we, Michael? Let's change the tone a little bit. What campus do you study at GBS, and what is the campus like? Tell us in your own words.
I study in Manchester campus. The campus is very nice, very neat at the Universal Square. It's a very big building. There is a big restaurant also there. There we have a library also stated there, and it's a very nice environment to be in.
Very good. You briefly touched on the library there. Could you tell us a bit about the library? What it's like? Is it big? Many books? Digital library? Computers? Tell us a bit more.
Yeah, the library is the GBS library, and we have a lot of books, and there are also those who are working there that they're able to. I mean, they can help us to put us through in so many of the books we'll be looking for. We have a lot of books there, and yeah, I think it's on the standard. It's on the high standard.
Very good. Thank you, Michael. So, well, let's say, look, you got a few friends, I'm assuming, a few classmates who study with you. What's a good restaurant you recommend near the Manchester campus, Michael?
We have only big one, though there are some small one around us. But the big one we have there is the one on the first floor. And in fact, so many times like that, they won't allow you to even pass with that because of the aroma of foods there. They have a nice food also. It's very big one.
The aroma's too good to walk past. The aroma's too good to walk past, is it? No, that's good to know. That's good to know. Okay, fantastic. So just going back to support, Michael, you mentioned the academics give you a lot of support. You've taken advantage of career support as well. Have you used any of the other support we have at GBS, such as the student well-being, the mental health support, anything along those lines?
Yeah, I've used the one they use in. I've used some support for the CV preparation. They help us in analyzing our CVs and put it in a big standard form that yearly CVs have been updated. So many organizations, they have their own ways of. So they help us in preparing that. I think that's the only one I've attended. There are a lot, but because of the accounting, we're having a lot of assignments to do. So I think I've attended that one, and it was very nice, very accommodative.
Fantastic. That's very useful to know. Hopefully, the CVs leads to a lot of good jobs when you finish your course very soon. So I think we'll kind of conclude that with that question. What do you want to do once you finish your course? What are your ambitions, Michael?
My ambition is to set up my own accounting firm, and if I see that it's taking more some time, that's why I want to go for the ACCA to have some exemption after finishing with CCCA. I have some exemptions so that I can quickly achieve the ACCA qualification, then if I can work with companies to be able to gather some funds in order to set up my own accounting firm, that's what I'm targeting. With some of my colleagues, of course, we are discussing about it now, and now we're going to set it up.
Fantastic. That's a very good answer, Michael, and very much captures actually the spirit of GBS. We're well known for having students who have that real kind of entrepreneurial mindset where they come in here, they start their own businesses. It's a very, very key trait of our business. We actually even have something called an entrepreneurial hub where you can go and get advice as well as a little bit of funding towards starting your own business. And one of the things I learned is a lot of people think of entrepreneurs as people that start their own businesses. They certainly are that, but also entrepreneurs are people that take over businesses as well. You could be having a owner that's of a small business who's close to retirement, who may be looking to sell his business on or their business on. So yeah, it's one of the really interesting things I found out at the Entrepreneurial Hub. I would recommend just Googling that alongside GBS or just visiting our website, globalbanking.ac.uk, and finding out a bit more about that. But no, thank you very much for your time, Michael. We appreciate your honest answers. Okay, so now there we go. You've heard from our academic who's given you a lovely overview of the accounting and finance BSc course we have here at GBS. And then you've heard from Michael who's given you his own unfiltered version of what it's like to study and live at GBS. And now we want to hand it over to you, our audience. Thank you for listening patiently. And this is your chance, really. This is your chance to ask us any questions you may have about GBS, the course, the student experience, the range of support we have on offer, campuses. Any topic is open. So please type in your questions in the question box. And that looks like a little kind of white box with a question mark in it. So type in your questions and then we'll take them from there. So I'll start off with a question to Alina. Alina, the accounting and finance course, can you give us a few examples of the types of careers that students would go into after completing this course?
Okay, after completing this course, you have few options. One is to complete your ACCA degree because you would get some accreditations and you would have some exemptions. So you can go through that. You can finish your ACCA and then give your professional exams, do the remaining exams, and then start as a chartered accountant. So that is one way of moving towards a chartered accountancy, and then you can start working at one of the big four companies that we have. The other option is that you can actually go through the CIMA, which is into the managerial accounting exams that you can finish off. Again, you will be given some exemptions for the exams, and then you can subspecialize in that. You can also work in an accounting and finance department at a multinational company or a small business company. And as Michael mentioned, you can set up your own accounting firm. You do have the option to then subspecialize if you want to go into the taxation and get it. Because see, this is a bachelor's degree, so you have the options to further specialize and subspecialize and then do that. I myself have a bachelor's in finance and a master's in accounting and finance. So going into the academic route is also a different option that you have if you want to pursue that as well. So you have multiple options. You can set up your own private firm. You can start working at a big four. You can actually, with an accounting degree, because if you're very good with numbers, because while you're doing accounting and finance course, one of the modules that you would be doing is the portfolio management or financial management or corporate finance. Now, if you do those markets, you can actually go and move towards the investment banking and venture capitalism and work in investment banks over there. So it's basically if you can start and working into bonds, buying and selling bonds, start working as a stockbroker if you can work on that. So it just basically depends. It's a good degree to have. You have vast multiple options if you're doing this. You just have to have questions for that. Okay. If you have any further questions, I'm happy to answer them, or if you need more explanation for that.
Thank you very much. Yes, that's much appreciated, actually. Lots of careers. The other question is, you mentioned accreditations like the ACCA. Could you give us just an overview of what's the value of having these accreditations in the industry?
So the So the value of having the accreditations is that it means that the exam that, for example, let me give an example from one of the courses that I'm teaching. It's for financial management accounting. That is accredited by the ACCA or the ICAEW, which is the Institute of Chartered Accountancy for England and Wales. That means that when you are actually going to the exam is set by them, they actually know what have been taught and what the exams have been given. That means that everything has been done above board. So the chartered accountants of the world, they have actually sat down the same exam as yourselves to do that. That's what those accreditations means. So if you have a module which has been accredited by the ACCA or ICAEW or any other accountancy firm or CIMA, that means that when you're actually going to do for your professional exams, or if you want to pursue whether to become a managerial accountant or a chartered accountant, you have the exemptions. So for example, for chartered accountancy, they will have normally 14 exams. So if you have multiple accreditations or your degree is accredited, then you would not have exemption for exams. For example, let me give my example. For example, personally, I don't, out of 14, I'd only have to give 7 exams, and 3 of them are professional if I wanted to pursue that route. So the course that I'm teaching at GBS for the accounting and finance, there are 2 modules which are accredited, and my students are exempted for 3 exams. So they have to do the rest of them. So it just depends on what your course and what accreditations you are. So one thing to look forward is that it actually reduces the cost per exam. Because if you're going to go through the exam by the ACCA or the ICAEW, you per multiple is very difficult to pass the first time around, and every time you reset an exam, you actually have to pay the fees. However, at GBS, when we are actually providing you with the support that we are giving up, and if you are actually attending your classes, you would be passing your exams the first time around. And even if that is not the case, you would have the option or for a reset, and you would not actually have to pay the extra fee. It is included, your reset opportunity is actually included within your fee. So you have the more opportunity. So that is one way to look at it of going through this course, having the exemptions. Or even pursuing, because not everybody wants to become a chartered accountant, not everybody even they want to pursue and they want to change the career. But if you have your own understanding of what you're doing, let's suppose you do an accounting and finance degree and you end up working, whether you're working in a current job and you get to a managerial position, you understand the numbers. So when somebody is coming to you and giving you a report for the budgeting, for example, you understand the numbers and you can see what those numbers mean, and you can make a better decision when it is coming to that. Again, sorry, I think I've got a bit on a tangent. For the accreditation means that they are being supported by the accounting bodies around the world, and your exams, they are actually monitoring and looking into that. So if you go working for an employer and they can say, okay, you have this accreditation, so it's the industry standard basically.
It does. Thank you, Alina. It answers very thoroughly. I was just trying to frantically find the mute button, but no, that answers it very thoroughly. Thank you very much. Okay, so that's great. I'm now just got a question for Michael there. Michael, what somebody asked, what did you wish you knew you'd known before you started your course? So it's almost like a advice question, but what did you wish you'd known before you started studying your course?
I wish I had known just how important time management would be. Balancing coursework, extracurriculum activities, and personal life can be challenging, but having good time management skill can make you a huge difference, I think. Yeah.
That's actually a very, very important lesson, especially as GBS. We tend to attract more mature learners in the higher education sector, and time management is very key. You may, have a family, you may have a job, or any other commitments you have. You'll have to obviously manage your study around those commitments. So being very kind of, regimented, managing your time accordingly to make sure you can give the best of yourself into your studies. It's a very, very key skill, really. And I'm hoping, Michael, you were able to pick up some advice from people on time management.
A lot,
From your
a
colleagues.
lot, a lot. Yeah,
Exactly. Dedicate as many hours as you can in the library is one of my favorite. Switch yourself off. Okay, that's very good. Thank you so much. Okay,
thank you.
so no worries. I got another question which I'll just go to back to Alina with. Alina, it's mentioned that the partner on this course is Canterbury Christchurch University. Can you tell us a little bit of what kind of value they add to the course?
Okay, so it's a franchise program, which is it's a validated program. So what they do is they are actually monitoring and they're delivering the courses and the materials that are coming with us. All the GBS universities, which they are partnered with, they come with their liaison with the university. So the course material is been looked at by them, and so you are actually going to get the degree. So think of it this way, that you are their student, you will get the student ID from them, you will have their university email, but we are the ones who are delivering the course. So their lecturers are the one who are looking at that. So let me give you an example for the course that I teach. I'm working with a different partner university. So for my partner university, what we have is that we have a liaisons, we have the meetings with their assessment teams, and it is a similar for all the universities. The exams are first marked by the GBS lecturers, then they are marked by the university, then they're second marked by the GBS lecturers, then they go off to the university lecturers to make sure that the standard that we are providing is similar to their students. And from what I've noticed in my 3.5 years, our students do a lot better than some of their students. There are often times where they would be taking our suggestions, and what they're doing, that is coming from the fact that because our students, most of our students, they are actually working, so they bring in the experience when they're writing their assignments and they're doing it. So having a university Canterbury prize is that, don't think in such a way that just because you're studying at a GBS, so you're just a GBS student. No, you are a GBS student, and we take very ownership of our students, but you're also a Canterbury Christ University student. I hope this answers the questions.
Oh, thank you, Aline. That's very good. So yeah, double the value really. So you don't just get the GBS accreditation on your degree, you'll also get Canterbury Christchurch as well. 2 logos on your degree there. So hopefully that helps you with whatever future plans you have in mind. And with that, I think it's time for us to conclude. So thank you very much again to our presenters, Alina and Michael, for your contributions today. Thank you to our visitors who've contributed with their questions. We hope you found this quite informative. I think our course to apply for our course, the deadline is on the 21st, which is this Wednesday. So if you are interested in studying the accounting and finance course, please apply as soon as you can. Just go on our website, click the accounting and finance course and press apply now. And then, of course, we'll get that application rolling for you. And then one of my very helpful colleagues will be in touch with further information on next steps. But I think we'll leave it at that. Thank you again for joining us. We really hope you've enjoyed today's presentation. And hopefully we'll see you at GBS in the near future. Thank you. And thank you to our presenters again. Thank you all. Take care.